What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're doing the SEC preview with my pal Jeffrey from Owen Talk Sport. I'm WillND, and the season's getting there, man. We're almost 60 days left to opening week. It's getting closer, Jeffrey. We're hitting a slow patch because NBA's done now. My baseball team's not great, but Club World Cup's all right, but we're getting there.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, it is kind of the little bit of a dead period, for us football and basketball fans out there. Not too much going on. You do have like the TBT, like that little basketball tournament comes in July. And then NFL preseason like right around the corner in August. But other than baseball and stuff like that, not much going on right now. Like you said, if your baseball team isn't good, that kind of sucks. But yeah, I mean, a little dead period, but we're going to be right back before we know it in the thick of college football and the NFL. I cannot wait. And we did our ACC predictions, record predictions about 2 weeks ago. That was a lot of fun. So now we're back with the SEC. We're going to be talking about the SEC tonight.
And then we'll do Big Ten, and then who knows what our Big 12 predictions are going to be, man. With that. So.
Oh, yeah, the Big 12 is going to be crazy, man. Like, how can you predict that league?
But let's get started with the big one. Let's go. We can go alphabetical, at least for now. Let's go to the Crimson Tide, one of Jeffrey's teams.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama had a lot of discussions about Alabama's schedule over at Alabama at the Voice of College Football with Jackson and Johnny. We've been discussing it. I have not made my official prediction for the season up to this point because I had a feeling hopefully we were going to be able to do an SEC preview. So now I guess I got to finally make my predictions for Alabama football this year. And as I've said before, when looking at the schedule on the Alabama channel on the Voice of College Football, I see these games at Georgia and at South Carolina. Those two games are hard and they're winnable because we know Alabama has owned Georgia for the last decade, but Saban's gone. We did beat them last year at home, but we really struggled in the second half. Both Alabama and Georgia have a lot of changes right now with the roster. Things are not the same. So it's going to be really interesting to see where both teams are at by that point in the season. I think Alabama still has a shot to win this game. I'm not giving it to Georgia automatically. I will make a record prediction, obviously, just basing on the whole schedule. But I don't think necessarily that game's an automatic L. It's not an automatic loss. I don't know how you feel about that, though.
I mean, it's in Sanford. Like, they want the Tide there because the last time they played there was Kirby's first year, and that got ugly quick. I feel like I have to give this one to Georgia but the Tide could win that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with you. I'll lean Georgia for sure that they'll win, but I just think Bama has a chance.
Yeah.
Then you look at South Carolina. That's like ultimately 50-50 because on the one hand, you look at Sellers being back, right? And you're looking at South Carolina being potentially a top 15 team. It's in Williams-Brice, which is an underrated environment in college football.
When they're good, it's good.
When they're good, like if they're top 15, like they are ranked right there on the screen, if they are in the top 15 or even top 20 at this point in the season, that place is going to be loud. And that Gamecock that they got shrieking all game long, I mean, it's not the cowbells in Mississippi State, but it's rough. So that's going to be a tough game. I know South Carolina's defense is not as good this year, which gives me a reason to believe that they might take a step back this season, despite Sellers maybe even being even better this year. But going to be a tough game. Then you got LSU, Oklahoma at home. Both those, you would think should be wins, right? I mean, they could maybe lose, but Oklahoma, that's going to be ultimate revenge after last year's just pathetic performance. LSU, they've been pathetic recently. I know people think they'll be better. At Missouri's kind of tough, maybe. At Auburn could be. At Auburn's been tough the last.
At Auburn's, yeah. At Auburn, those are the three games that I think are going to be tough for the Tide to win. At Georgia, at South Carolina, and then at Auburn.
I mean, because literally the last two games we were heavy favorites, and we only won on the last play of the game Ja'Cory Brooks, Isaiah Bond the last 2 times in the corner of the end zone. So, I mean, we've escaped Jordan Hare last couple times. I'm not worried about Florida State. I've seen some people be like, well, what about Florida State? And I'm like, that game should not be close. If it is, we got problems. If that game's close, we have.
The reason why I give a pause at all for the Florida State game is because Bama has not looked good on the road with DeBoer last season. They did not play great. So that's the one reason to pause. And that's why I'm between 10-2 and 9-3. Because can Bama get over the hump in one of these tough road games?
Honestly, I mean, I've been toying between 10-2 and 11-1. Okay. And a lot of Bama fans are saying 11-1. I think Johnny on the Alabama channel, he said 11-1. I think Jackson was maybe leaning 11-1. I can't remember. I don't want to speak for him. I'm going to probably go 10-2. I've been kind of settling on that. I kept saying
I'll go 10-2 as well, but I don't know. Can DeBoer get?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's not Saban. DeBoer, still it's like his second year, still implementing his players, the system. Maybe with Ryan Grubb it will be better, but the QB's a little uncertain with Simpson, Russell. Defense should be good.
Should be good, but also the Oklahoma and the Vanderbilt game, they were bad. So.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's why I can't go 11-1. So that's why I'm going 10-2. My Bama blinders, I don't think are in full force here. I believe that is a reasonable prediction. If I went 11-1, I just feel like that's bullish. It could happen. But I'm going to go 10-2 at the end of the day. I think there's enough tricky games, and I don't think, to your point, the trust factor with DeBoer, especially in road games, is there enough to the point where we're going to go 11-1. I'm going to go 10-2. I see where you're saying 9-3, and honestly, I considered it. But if we go 9-3 again, man, that's going to be bad. I mean, especially how we go 9-3.
So, I think we'll go. Okay, I'm going to say they win the South Carolina game because, I just don't trust their defense. And they lose and then they lose Auburn, Georgia. That's what I think.
I mean, they're very fortunate that the other games, like LSU, Oklahoma, they're at home. That's not bad. Tennessee's at home as well, and then Missouri at Missouri.
Oh no, man! I don't know. I'm gonna stick with that pick. 10-2. I'll stick with that pick.
You're thinking 9-3, man. I like the 10-2. I like the 10-2. It makes me feel better about picking 10-2. But you kind of talked me into 9-3. If Jackson finds out I went 9-3, he's be like, "What?" Yeah, I'll go 10-2. But
all right, let's look at all
10-2, or DeBoer's in trouble.
All right, let's look at Auburn. Now, if Auburn loses to Baylor, Hugh Freeze is in trouble if they lose that game in Waco. They are in trouble. He is in trouble.
Honestly, this is one of the hardest teams to project.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to pull up the over-under like I did last time when we did the ACC.
Yeah.
So,
was Bama's over-under 9.5, or is it?
I think it was. Let me try to get that because I just remember. I want to know now. Alabama's was 9.5. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Auburn is
7.5. Yeah.
7.5.
That's what. Yeah, that's what. Could Vanderbilt get him again, man? That is.
I mean, when looking at the schedule, on the one hand, it's not hard, for an SEC schedule, right? It's not
the worst because they have Kentucky. Arkansas, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt in Oklahoma.
Yeah. I mean, that's not terrible, to be honest. I don't think. I don't trust Auburn, though, man. They've been a joke.
Auburn? Yeah, I mean, are they at least going to be as good as they were in 19? That they at least have to get to that level, or to getting pathetic in Auburn. It's getting pathetic if they don't at least do what they did in 19.
Yeah, I mean that was the tail end of Malzahn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jackson Arnold, man. I don't think
I don't trust him at all.
I
Like,
don't think
no,
that's
he
the
showed me
answer.
nothing. Absolutely nothing last
I mean, he's
year.
better than Robbie Ashford, but
Yeah,
like,
not saying much. And
remember
who is the
TJ
other? Payne
Finley?
Thorne. He's better than Thorne and Ashby. But that's just such a low bar. The
You
bar is
remember you had Peyton
the bar is
Thorne.
at the cellar for all of our
You had
quarterbacks.
Peyton Thorne, Robbie Ashford, and TJ Finley. Like, these guys were terrible.
Awful.
There's
Like, that
someone else
Thorne
too.
pick
I think
six.
there was another guy they had too that wasn't good before that, but I can't remember his name. Like, they just have bad quarterbacks.
Like, they were like about to beat Oklahoma, and then Thorne throws this horrible interception. I think it was a pick six. That's the only reason.
I remember that game. Yeah, that was dumb. Oh boy. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, you hate to say it, but like you said, their season kind of hinges on Baylor. It's like you beat Baylor, then you got some confidence. But the thing is, man, like Auburn, they lost that dumb game before they almost beat Bama that one year.
New Mexico State.
Yeah. So New Mexico State. That game, it's like, so can you even trust them to be South Alabama, Ball State? Like, that's the problem with Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they start out 3-0, they've got a shot to be decent.
Yeah.
But I don't trust them to start 3-0.
I don't think they're beating A&M. I don't think they're beating Georgia.
No. I mean, you had
there's
Alabama
a lot of
South Carolina.
This is so unpredictable.
Yeah, you had Alabama beating South Carolina, so like you had the Auburn game being an L.
I didn't have the Auburn game being an L because like it's always insane in Jordan Hare.
Yeah. So the thing is, my problem with Auburn, Will, is that Auburn shows up for games like Bama.
Yes, they're gonna win, and then they're so inconsistent.
And then like against Kentucky, they'll just get beat like 30-0. You know, that's the problem. Auburn needs to show up every game, and if Hugh Freeze could do that, then they could go 8-4. But the problem is that, like I said, they'll go out there, hang with Georgia, lose like 24-21, and then get beat by Missouri by 17. That's Auburn. So I don't know what to say, honestly. You know what? You know how some people do ceiling floor? I could see a ceiling for Auburn being like 8-4, maybe 9-3 at best, and like the floor is like 4-8.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could see anywhere between that. I mean, I don't think the over/under is crazy 7.5. I'm kind of leaning between 6 and 7.
I'll go 7 because it's a very. I guess 7.
I mean, if they do win the 3 gimmies, if Ball State, South Alabama merger, that's 3. And then that Baylor game, that game is so important. That could be 4. And then you look at Missouri, Arkansas, Kentucky, Vandy. You got to win 3 of those to get to 7. And then maybe you upset Bama. I mean, I don't know. Like, this is the hardest.
I would say they win 2, upset Bama. All right, I'll give them 2.
This is like the hardest team to predict with this schedule because I could see anything happening here. It's not a hard schedule per se, but with Auburn, anything's hard.
It's
I'm
hard.
leaning either 6 and 6, 7 and 5.
Go 6 and I would say 6. You would probably say 6 and 6 because you have them beating.
Yeah. That's fair. I'll go 6 and 6 for Auburn. They'll make a bowl game and then lose to like Maryland by 50, like they always do. You know, like they did that a couple years ago. So you saying 7 and 5? I'll say 6 and 6.
All right, let's go Arkansas.
Okay.
This could be good for our guy Sam Pittman.
So Arkansas, we've got their over under at
5.5.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Yeah, 5.5. Yep, you're right. So 2 wins out of the gate. Bama A&M should beat Arkansas State. At Ole Miss, probably an L. At Memphis, that's an interesting.
That's tricky.
I like that game actually. That's an interesting game. I don't know, man. I mean, you think they beat Memphis? I mean,
They
Memphis
could be
they don't
looking
have
ahead.
Hennigan anymore.
Win because no Hennigan. Then I'll go.
Yeah, they don't have Hennigan. It is on the road though. Like Memphis, their environment's decent. It's decent when they're decent. When they're good. So I guess 3-1. I guess Notre Dame, that should be an L. It should be an L. I mean, Notre Dame every now and then has a propensity to not show up for a game, but I would think they'd show up for Arkansas. At Tennessee, L. Should be anyway. A&M, Auburn, and Mississippi State all at home.
That could be that. They could, the bottom could fall out, but also they could get
They
back.
could win 2 of those 3. I mean, they could beat Auburn, Mississippi State. They could win, and that would put them at 5 if they win those games, because we have them at 3 with the Memphis game.
They aren't winning LSU or Texas.
No, Mizzou is maybe. That's maybe. I mean, they got that OC back, right? Like they got that guy.
They got Bobby P. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, does that help? Like, you thinking it's like really gonna jumpstart their offense?
I mean, he did good with Lamar, but is Green still there?
Taylon Green? Let me see. It's a good question. Yeah, I think he's still there.
Oh. They won 6-6 last year, right?
I think so, yeah.
I want to say 5-7.
That's tough. I mean, they went 7-6 and 3-5 in the league because they beat Tech in the bowl game. I mean, I can see it either way. I could see Pittman getting them to 6, but I could also see 5.
Well, it's just like they got to 6 last year, and they have Notre Dame on the schedule this year. That's what I was.
That's fair. I guess I'll go 5-7. I guess.
Sorry, Sam Pittman, but
I don't know. But you think he'd get fired if that happens?
Probably. All right, let's go.
I guess the jukebox ain't gonna get it done.
Florida,
I know their over/under's higher. Let's see. It's probably 7 or 8. 7.5. So 2 wins should. I mean, South Florida should be a win. At LSU, that's an interesting game. That's a really interesting game. I mean, Matt, like, think about this. Like, LSU, right, loses week 1 and then loses this game. Brian Kelly, like 1-2. Brian Kelly, he's on fire. Oh man, and then at Miami right after that.
Double win. I mean, they could.
Whoa! Like, you got at LSU, at Miami, Texas, and then at A&M. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, Auburn's schedule wasn't as bad as this. Like, that's brutal right there. What do you think they do out of that? 1 win or 2 or none? 1. So 1-3.
They could beat A&M. The A&M one's.
I could see them beating LSU or Miami though. One of them, maybe. Texas is probably an L, but I mean it's at home. I mean, honestly, it would have been better for Florida if they had got like the LSU game or the A&M game at home. You know what I'm saying? Because those teams aren't as good. They get the one home game against Texas, and that's what makes it hard. Texas is the best team out of these 4, and it's like if they had got like A&M or LSU at home, that could have been more of a win, you know? So that's tough, man. I guess 1 win out of that. I mean, Mississippi State should be a win. Georgia. I mean, thing is, they hung with Georgia last.
I think they beat. I'm gonna say they beat Georgia.
Sure. I mean, Lagway, he's got to stay healthy. His health is the key, though, man. He's got to stay healthy.
Should I
give Kentucky though? That's a game they could drop, man.
They've dropped that so many years.
That's the ultimate Florida choke game right there. Like coming off Georgia at Kentucky, they blow that one. And this schedule's hard.
This is a hard.
Ole Miss, Tennessee, and then
I
Florida
don't
State.
know if Ole Miss is going to be good this year, though.
Still tough on the road, though.
Yeah. I want to say 9-3. Is that too aggressive?
I'm going 8-4.
Okay.
I'll go 8-4. I almost went 7-5, but if Lagway stays healthy, I think 8-4. I mean, because like I can envision maybe them beating, LSU or Miami, and then maybe A&M.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, Tennessee's at home. They've been beating them at home.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you drop Kentucky.
I just don't think Tennessee – I'm not sold on the Vols without Nico.
No, I'm not either. I think I don't want to say they're cooked, but that loss, I mean, man, like, the fact he went to UCLA, too, just still cracks me up. Like, of all schools, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going 8-4 for Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Good year for Napier. I mean, that's not going to get him fired or anything.
Yeah. All right. UGA.
All right. Georgia, their over-under is at where is it? 9.5, like Bama. So 2-0 at Tennessee. I mean, like you said, not really sold on the Vols. I mean, Georgia could lose that game, but I mean, I don't know.
This is a pretty easy schedule.
I mean, Texas is at home. Florida's on a neutral. Bama's at home. That's what makes it easy. All of their hard games. I mean, look at their road games. Like, at Auburn's tough, yeah, because it's at Auburn. But then, like, at Mississippi State, I mean, yeah, you've got the Cowbells, but Georgia should win that game. Like, they should win. Definitely not crazy. I mean, I could see, like, if they had a schedule like if they had a schedule like Florida had, I could see like 8-4, 9-3. But this is easier.
I'm saying 11-1. They lose to Florida. That's their one only loss.
I'll go 10-2.
Okay.
Maybe Georgia Tech snipes them. Maybe
that would be great.
Maybe Georgia Tech snipes them. I'll go 10-2.
Right. Kentucky, gosh.
Yeah, their over-under is a lot lower. Way down. Yeah, Stoops, it looks like his tenure is rocky right now. 4.5. 4.5 over-under. Remember, that Kentucky was going 9-3 just a couple short years ago. What happened?
4.5. Snell. That was the Snell year, right?
Yeah, the Snell year. Snell, yeah. Oof.
Could Toledo go beat the SEC bottom feeder again? They beat Mississippi State last year. Could they do it again?
It could happen because I think Candle's still there. He hasn't taken a power job yet. So it could happen. I mean, if they lose that game, I mean, Stoops, he's cooked. I mean, I know he's got a big contract and might still be in his favor, but man, like his fall from grace is it's actually something that needs to be studied. What's going on with Kentucky football? Like they were really good a couple years, like 3 years ago. Like I don't know. So I mean, if they don't lose to Toledo and they beat Eastern Michigan and Tennessee Tech, that's 3. Georgia, Texas, Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee's at home. Maybe. At Auburn, no. Auburn could choke, though, man. They choke.
They could.
Florida, I mean, honestly, there's a shot they could win some of these, though. I mean, if you think. Because Florida, that they're coming off the Georgia game. That could be choke time for Florida. At Auburn chokes to teams like this. Tennessee, it's at home for Kentucky. Maybe. At South Carolina's a loss. At Georgia's a loss. Texas is a loss. That's 3 automatic. At Louisville, I mean, Kentucky, it's a rivalry game.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Louisville before. Remember, they beat Louisville that year when Louisville was really good, like 10-2 or whatever.
Well, really.
Yeah, I mean, really good. I mean, they're an 8-4 team every year. I mean, they proved
Yeah, I mean Louisville kicked their butt last year, though, right?
They did, yes, but the year before that, it was a Kentucky win. So honestly, I'm conflicted, man. I see a path to 6 because the schedule, they have a lot of games where the scenarios of the teams presented, like Auburn chokes, Florida coming off Georgia game, Tennessee not. I mean, I could see it, the Vandy game as well, but do they have anybody? That's the thing. Like, does Kentucky have a prayer? Like, I don't even know the roster, which that's not a good sign. Like, I haven't heard it because they got that dude from Georgia last year, the Vandegrift guy, the QB that he's like a 5-star or whatever. He didn't really pan. So
I'm going 3-9. I'm sorry, Daryl.
I'll go 4-8. I say they win the 3 non-con and they get 1 win.
I would say they beat Tennessee, but they lose to Toledo. So
all right, that's fair. Yeah, that would be great. Lose to Toledo but beat Tennessee. I'll go 4-8. So Kentucky, not a good year.
LSU.
All right. So they're over under. I'm sure it's high because they think they're gonna be the best team ever on the preseason media ones. 8.5. Vegas saying 8.5.
That's not that good. That's not.
That's reasonable though. Like people saying they're in Lindy's have them 5th. They're ranked 5th. How? Like I don't care who they added. How? So Vegas being more realistic. All right, week 1 is an L at Clemson. So Louisiana Tech win. Florida, again, that's a toss-up to me. I think LSU can win because it's at home and it's at night. But Florida will have a shot.
I mean, they also laid that egg last year against Bama at home, man.
That was one of the most embarrassing performances, man. It was, I know we had a bad year last year for our standards, but it was so gratifying seeing those LSU fans packing it up at early third quarter. Like they were leaving, man. Like they were bolting. Death Valley was quiet. It was quiet. Only thing you heard was the few Bama fans there. It was crazy. So Southeastern Louisiana, that's a win. I mean, this
is a tough schedule.
At Ole Miss, South Carolina, at Vandy, A&M, and at Bama. That's not easy.
It's not easy. Who's their last? Is that their last game, Bama?
No, they got a couple more.
Oh, they got an easy finish. Easy finish.
Yeah, but I can still see them choking in one of those final games.
Yeah. They could choke to Oklahoma. Although I'm not a believer in Oklahoma at all.
You thinking 8-4? 7-5, 9-3. I mean, where are we leaning here? Because I mean, it's one of those 3.
All right, loss.
Clemson.
They'll lose one of these 2, 3. I'll say they beat Ole Miss 4, 7. Should I say 7-5?
That's bold. What did they do last year?
They won 8-4. 8-4.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm like 8-4. Kind of seems like that's where Brian Kelly is, man. It's like 8-4-ish. I mean, because you got Nussmeier back. They added some players. I don't know. I can see 7-5. I could. There's too many.
7-5. I was just biased, but 7-5.
I know it's your Brian Kelly bias. It is like Burger King going down. Man, should I join you? I mean, I'm tempted. You got me tempted, man. I'd love to see 7-5. I'll be nice to Brian Kelly. I'll give him 8-4, but he better go 8-4. If he goes 7-5 or worse, I'm gonna regret saying 8-4 out of my mouth. But I'll give him 8-4. He's added some transfers. We'll see. 8-4 for Brian Kelly.
Oh gosh, Mississippi State.
I know they're low. It's like down with Kentucky at the
If they lose to Arizona State, they might be cooked.
Mississippi State over under.
Oh, they got NIU. That's not easy.
3.5.
Oh.
3.5 for the Bulldogs. Cowbells are dead. Oh, look at that SEC slate. Tennessee, A&M, Florida, Texas, Arkansas, Georgia, Missouri. I mean,
they're not winning any SEC games.
Yeah.
They went through
3-9.
We'll go 2-10. We'll say NIU gets them too. 2-10.
I'll go 3-9. I'll be
calling
nice.
NIU. Be another. Yeah. All right. That's Missouri. We have not looked at the transfers like we did for the ACC, but whatever.
No, like we haven't, but I'm just rolling with it at this point. Missouri, maybe for the Big Ten, if we have more time to do it with the Big Ten, if we can do that stream for that, we'll do that, right? Like
yeah.
Missouri 7.5.
That's. I mean, it is. It looks easier. The schedule does look easier.
Brady Cook's back, right? Or is he?
No, they have the Penn State guy back up. Brady Cook's gone. I'm pretty sure.
Brady Cook's gone. Okay. Yeah, he is gone. My bad. I forgot. Who was the Penn State guy?
He looks like Drew Aller's little brother.
Trying to look up Missouri's QB. We haven't been doing this, but I'm like, who do they get? Penn State transfer Bo Pribula.
Pribula, yeah.
Pribula. All right, Pribula. Sound like fibula. All right, Pribula. All right, well, we got Central Arkansas.
Should be a 3-0 start. Should be a 3-0.
Well, Kansas, I mean, they've kind of fallen.
Yeah.
They still have Jalen Daniels.
Maybe.
I mean, it's so tough to remember sometimes, like if these guys are still here in college or not. Yeah, he's still there.
He is.
Yep, he's still there, and they're saying his health's questionable. So
he was always hurt. Yeah.
When healthy, he was good, but I think he's injury ridden, unfortunately. So maybe 3-0. We'll give him 3-0 since it's at home against Kansas, and Daniels is questionable, I guess. South Carolina, that's a big game.
Big game.
That's a big game. Probably an L, but they could win.
Mm-hmm.
UMass, I mean, that's 4-1 at first. Yeah, this isn't that bad, dude. Mississippi State, Vandy. I mean, Auburn, they're not going to show up for Missouri. At Arkansas. Honestly, I mean, with this schedule, I could see
8-4.
Yeah.
Let's go 8-4. OU, oh gosh.
OU's not good, man.
Not good.
6.5's their over-under. 6.5. Illinois State.
Win.
That Michigan game. That Michigan game is going to be interesting.
Loss.
I'm intrigued on that one.
Their O-line. OU's O-line. And you saw how Michigan whipped up on Alabama's O-line in the bowl game. Yeah. And they're just going to be bringing those guys into Norman, and then they're just going to wreak havoc on Mateer.
Yeah, how do you think Mateer's going to do, though? Not in this game, but for the season. Like, with the O-line, with the SEC, do you think he has a shot?
He is a scrambler.
So he could stay healthy.
He has to stay healthy. Could maybe pull an upset or two, but I don't think they're going to be challenging for anything.
Illinois State, Temple, Kent State. That's 3. Maybe. I mean, Temple.
I don't know. Auburn. I don't know about the Auburn game. But
it's at home.
It is at home.
But then look at that Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss,
toss up,
Tennessee, Bama, Missouri, LSU. Yeah, they're not having a good year, dude. 6-6.
All right, let's see. 1, 2. We'll give them 3, 4.
5-7 or 6-6?
5-7. I'll give them the Ole Miss 5-7. Or Missouri, one of those two. They'll get one of those two, 5-7.
I'll go 6-6. Don't know why I'm doing it, but I'll go 6-6. Maybe they'll upset 2 teams. Ole Miss. Ole Miss is over under. So everyone's consensus that Ole Miss is going to be worse, it seems, this year, right?
Yeah.
Ole Miss 8.5.
No Dart.
Yeah, Dart's gone, but I mean, they still have a lot of those transfers they added from the previous year on defense, right? Like they still got a lot of their defense.
Well, they got their main guy, the guy from A&M's recruiting class. He left, right?
Ooh, well, that's tough.
And he was good for Ole Miss.
Who's their QB?
I don't know.
Austin Simmons.
I mean, I don't think Lane will ever have an awful quarterback.
No.
So,
I mean, you got some interesting games because, I mean, Georgia State, I mean, they've been decent. I mean, it should be a win, but, like, Georgia State's been decent before. Tulane is interesting. I mean, Tulane's something. Washington State, you know, like, these games are against, like, somebody teams. You know, like, they're not like the Citadel, which they have week before Florida. So, I don't know. I mean, like, you would think they'd go 4-0 in non-con, but there's a world where they lose one of those, maybe. Then, I mean, if they go 4-0 in the non-conference, I mean, you look at the rest of it, and it's like you've got Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, Oklahoma, LSU, Kentucky on the front part of the schedule. And, I mean, at best, they split those. Maybe.
I think 8-4.
I can see him beating Kentucky. Maybe LSU. Georgia's an L. Oklahoma, like you said, that's a toss-up. South Carolina, I mean, maybe would lean them. Maybe. I don't know, though. Honestly, you know what's tough? You've got those games at home with LSU, Florida, and South Carolina. Those 3 games are all winnable for Ole Miss, but they're also all losable. You remember that one game Ole Miss had? Wasn't it against LSU a couple years ago? It was a shootout, remember?
Yeah.
And they lost. They barely – it was like 60-55, some ridiculous.
Those are always like one-score close games. LSU, and the home team usually wins.
So I don't know. I mean, how do you even pick? Like, I mean, home team usually wins, but like Ole Miss could lose that game. They could win. At Mississippi State should be a win. Should. Unless they've given up at that point of the season. Yeah. But
I'm going to go 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8.
I'll just go 8-4. It sounds about right. Like you said, Lane Kiffin wins. He doesn't have bad teams. They're going to be worse probably, but they're not going to be bad. So I'll go 8-4.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm interested in South Carolina, honestly, because with Sellers back, people are hyping up the Gamecocks, but they lost a lot of their defense. And
they should have a 5-0 start.
Vegas is saying 7.5.
Wow.
That's what Vegas is saying. I'm shocked considering, you know, the preseason hype.
Should have a 5-0 start, and then that LSU game's big.
Then after that, though, it gets rough because you've got Clemson, you've got at A&M, at Ole Miss, Bama. I mean, they could lose 5.
Yeah, they could.
So Vegas isn't crazy. Because, I mean, Clemson, the problem with the Clemson game is that South Carolina's beaten Clemson a few times recently. So they can win that game, and it is at home. But ironically, I could be wrong, but hasn't Clemson done better against South Carolina on the road?
Yes.
Lately. I thought I was right about that. It's been at home where they've lost, weirdly enough. So Clemson could win that game. At A&M, I mean, will A&M show up? I mean, because like if they show up, if South Carolina's ranked and A&M shows up, they win. But if A&M could lose that game if they don't care. At Ole Miss is a toss-up. Alabama, it's a toss-up. You picked Alabama to win, I believe.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, I mean, that should be a win, but it's after the LSU game, sandwiched between that and Alabama. Even the at Missouri game, maybe an L. You never know. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, the more you look at this, 7-5 kind of sounds reasonable. But I mean, do you think Sellers is good enough for 8-4 or better? I know they lost a lot of their defense. That's what I've been hearing all offseason. I've heard it from Mark.
I want to say they beat Oklahoma. I mean, they should win that game. It's at home.
Tough placement, though.
Tough placement.
It could really snowball at the end of the season. Like, they could start out 5-0 and still end up 7-5. That's how.
I think they'll go. I'm still gonna say they go over. I'm between 8-4 and 9-3. I think I'll go 8-4.
I don't know. I could be wrong because I have gone over you on a couple of these, but for some reason I'm going 7-5.
Okay.
If your defense is not great, you're gonna get beat in the SEC. So I'm gonna go 7-5.
Vols.
I could be wrong. Tennessee, their over/under is 8.5 still. Now Vegas. I mean, I'm assuming this is updated to now because I just clicked on it right now. So
they have some easy. They have Mississippi State. They have Arkansas. They do have Kentucky and Vanderbilt.
Oklahoma. Man, okay. Yeah. Even without Nico, what is this?
Weeks on schedule.
Garbage. Okay, I mean, you got Georgia, you got Bama, you got Florida, but then after that, it's like it's not hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could go 9-3 and not even be good.
Yeah.
8-4, 9-3. I mean, with that schedule, either or. That Kentucky game is interesting, though, man. To me, I think there's a shot Kentucky wins that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, such a weak schedule.
They're losing those 3 tough games, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're losing the 3 tough ones. I don't think they beat Florida. I don't think they beat Bama.
I'm going to say 8. They get upset by someone and go 8-4.
I'll go 8-4. That's fair. I don't know. I'm kind of riding on that Kentucky game. Them beating Tennessee. Texas, theirs is high. Texas is at 9.5. So, I mean, you start out with that game. You know what I'm saying? Like Ohio State, it's like win or loss. I mean, most people are predicting an L because it's in Columbus, but my thing with Texas is that big games they choke. That's why people were so shocked Texas beat Bama in Tuscaloosa. But Jalen Milroe had a really bad game. That year that we made the playoffs and lost to Michigan. I mean, like that Texas game, that's been like Texas's signature win because like last year, Texas beat everybody except Georgia.
Yeah.
And Texas was better than Georgia, but they didn't beat them. They lost both games. So
10-2 or 9-3. That Florida game to me is the one that could flip.
A&M is the only other one that's slightly, you never know, but it's at Texas. But you never know. It's a rivalry game. Georgia, I mean, Georgia's probably an L because, I mean, they didn't beat them last year. I mean, they could win. But, I mean, Arch Manning, though, he's unproven. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Arch Manning has been hyped to death. And I know why, as Jackson is pointed out several times, it's the royal family. I love when he says that. It's so funny. It's like, it's the royal family of college football. So it's like, of course, Arch Manning's getting hyped up. And I get it. And I'm sure Arch Manning's going to be better than Bronny James. I'm sure. He's not going to be bad. But is he going to be really good? Like, is he going to be like Bo Nix level? Like a son of a famous player who's actually good? you know, and then with the case of the Mannings, it's the whole family, right? But like, I don't know, man. I just don't know how good Arch Manning is. I've seen his high school tape. I've seen his limited run at Texas. He has moments of really, really solid play, but then he also has moments of not looking like a great quarterback, and the only reason he's being hyped is because he's a Manning. I don't know. I don't know what to make of him. I know Texas lost some good players to the draft, but they recruit like crazy. They got tons of talent. That's not really a question. I mean, Ohio State and Georgia are probably else. So it's like they have to beat everybody else to go 10-2. And that Florida game, I mean, Florida is going to ball out at home, I believe, this year. I know they've had some struggles at home recently, but like when Florida gets their stuff together, and I feel like with Lagway, it's all about his health. Like if he's competitive and they're balling out, the Swamp is a tough place to play. I know a lot of people say it's not, but it can be when they're good. Florida just hasn't been good in a while. I mean, you remember a few years ago, like Tennessee was heavily favored against Florida, like 2 years ago, and Florida beat him. Like Florida sucked that year, and like they beat Tennessee. That was their game. When they have their moments, they're kind of like Auburn, but I still have a little more faith in Florida than Auburn. Auburn's like really trash. I don't know, man. 10-2 or 9-3. I really don't know. I don't know. It's coin flip. Did you say 10-2?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll just go 10-2. I mean, I could see 9-3, but that feels low, I guess, because I mean they're gonna be good, but I don't still completely trust Arch Manning, so I could see 9-3, but I'll go 10-2. And they're at 7.5. 2-0. Notre Dame L. Auburn win. Mississippi State win. Arkansas maybe. I mean, it's probably a win. I don't know if I think we said Arkansas would lose.
Yeah.
So at Texas, we both said L. South Carolina, I can't remember. I mean, I think I had that being an L for South Carolina. That's 7-5. Who's their quarterback?
It's the running guy. The guy that likes to run. What's his name?
I'm trying to remember. Marcel Reed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. I remember him. I don't trust A&M to be great. I mean, I know they got Elko. I know like new regime, like they're it's no longer Jimbo Fisher, like that's gone.
I think they're 8-4.
What did they go last year?
8-4.
Yeah, I thought they did. Someone was telling me 7-5, 8-4. Notre Dame, Texas are losses, and then at LSU, at Arkansas, Florida. I mean, like there's a lot of losable games, but they're winnable though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go 8-4. If they went 8-4 last year, I'll give them 8-4. That's fine.
All right. And there we go. Oh, Vandy.
We got Vandy. We almost forgot Vandy. Can't forget about Diego Pavia.
Can they make a bowl?
Vandy is at 5.5. Not giving him 6.5. 5.5. That Virginia Tech game.
Yeah.
That is a massive game for Vandy if they're going to make a bowl game. Because Charleston Southern, Georgia State, Utah State. I mean, Georgia State, Utah State, you don't want to say they're given because it's Vandy, but should win with Diego Pavia, be 3-1 with a loss to Virginia Tech. But if they beat Virginia Tech 4-0, definitely would help their bowl chances. South Carolina's an L. Bama, man, I hope we blow them off the face of the earth. LSU, man, that'd be hilarious if LSU lost to them. That'd be hilarious. Missouri, I mean, maybe. Kentucky's possible. Auburn's possible. Auburn can happen. I mean, that could happen.
They beat him. They beat him at Auburn last year.
6-6.
I think it's 6-6.
Yes, because the Virginia Tech game's key, but you've got Missouri, LSU, Kentucky, and Auburn all at home. All those games are at home. I can see him winning 3 of them, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6-6.
I'll go 6-6. I'll give Vandy a bowl. Like they're becoming bowl regulars at this point. Let's go for Vandy.
Yeah. Right.
I still can't remember last year when they had a shot to make the SEC title game. Remember that? They're like, oh, they're a factor in the SEC title race. I'm like, I bet you. Now I'm not betting actual money, but just like the fray. Like I bet you, like they're not making the SEC title game. People are like, oh, they got a chance. I'm like, no, they don't, and they fell apart. But still, for Vandy, had a great year. But yeah, 6-6. That'll be another good year for Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm. All right, broke down the SEC. I'm going to say Texas gets their revenge against Georgia in the SEC championship. They finally do it this year.
Well, that'll be cool. I mean, I would rather Bama win, but if Texas wins, it'll be good for them. Don't want them to get too cocky in the SEC, but I mean, I think that after what happened to them last year against Georgia, it would be good for Texas to be able to get some revenge. I can see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it happen. I mean, the SEC, it's got a lot of good teams. Like South Carolina's good. Like you've got Ole Miss, A&M, LSU, but like outside of like Georgia and Texas and Bama in there, like a lot of the teams are just good. They're just really solid teams, a lot of talent. But I could see a lot of teams ending up 8-4. A lot of teams ended up 7-5. Like a big thick of teams in that second tier behind the top few that are just like 8-4, 7-5. They're gonna all beat each other up. That's what happens. So it's gonna be really interesting.
All right, do we want to look at the super chats? No, Austin. I'm sorry, I can't see this happening.
Yeah, I didn't even see the super chats. So we got how many super chats do we have?
2.
Okay, there we go. See all that. Yeah, when you invited me in, I didn't. I went. I just clicked the link. I didn't go into like the actual StreamYard, so I couldn't pull them up. Okay, so appreciate the super chat, Austin. LSU versus Texas A&M for the SEC championship. Boo!
No, choke.
Boo! No. Appreciate the super chat, Austin, but I mean, again, I'm not betting anything, but I can guarantee that ain't gonna happen. Like that is not gonna happen.
Ain't happening. I'm sorry.
You got Texas, Georgia, and Bama, and you're giving me LSU and Texas A&M? Like literally, no, not happening. No way, no how is that gonna happen. Just not. Like no way.
It's good trolling, Austin.
But I mean, if it happened though, I mean, it was kind of. You remember the Florida 8-4? That was so funny with Austin last year. The Florida 8-4 because he got close. He got so close.
If Lavley didn't get hurt, against Georgia, if he didn't get hurt,
it would have happened. We all were like, "Oh, Florida's going 5-7 or 4-8," and like Austin's like, "No, they're going 8-4." So if this happens, I will remember this, Austin. I will remember. I'll be like. You just got the predictions, man. You got the predictions. So definitely gonna be interested to see what happens. I'm gonna have that bookended in my mind now. Now we got Dan the Diesel Freak. Appreciate the $5 super.
Appreciate the $5. Don't really appreciate the message.
Yeah, definitely appreciate the $5. But he says Tennessee and Alabama are garbage.
No,
and Texas and Florida are overrated. Please give me a break. Notre Dame needs to do an overall. By the way, I do think LSU is a better name than Notre Dame. Notre Dame, I don't get that one, but Notre Dame's fine. Notre Dame's in much better shape than with Brian Kelly. They're doing really good. Tennessee, without Nico, they could be garbage. Absolutely. Alabama, we're not garbage. We're not as good anymore without Saban. We're not garbage. Texas and Florida, I mean, I don't really think people are overrating Florida. I just feel like with Lagway, people really think they could be something. It's the same thing with Sellers at South Carolina. I get it because they both shined last year. Texas, I mean, Texas is always overrated, but finally they're kind of backing it up. They're not like Miami or A&M where they consistently just suck. Texas is back to being really good. But they're not back to championship. Like we're legit. But they are one of the best teams in the country. So definitely interesting comments from Dan the Diesel Freak as always. Definitely appreciate the contribution. And we also have Jackson coming in with a $2 super chat. Appreciate that, Jackson. He says, Jeffrey, Will, who is mid in your eyes?
LSU in Tennessee. It's LSU in Tennessee.
Well, out of the SEC, I agree with that. For sure. I think those two teams will be mid. I mean, Tennessee had a shot to be good with Nico. I don't think they'd have been great, but now that he's gone, I think that they're going to be average. And LSU, man, I mean, they're always mid. They are always mid. Auburn is going to be mid too. Like, I've seen people like, it was so funny. I had a conversation with Mark earlier. It was so funny on the college football show, The Voice of College Football. He said that I was asking him, like, is there any team that was garbage this past year that could make an Indiana-like run? Right? And he was like, Auburn. He's like, Auburn. I was like, Mark, like, Auburn is not making the playoffs. He was like, well, you said which teams were really bad that could. I'm like, fair, that's fair. But it's not going to be Auburn. Like, I would put more stock in, like, Michigan State. And I didn't even look their schedule than Auburn. Auburn is not making the playoffs. So that is hilarious. I love that. But, you know, I mean, Mark has a point, though. Like, Auburn's got talent. They just have to consistently play well. That is their problem. They do not do that, and that's why they will never be good. So.
Troy said, "Are we perpetual sorrows?" Troy, you know how the Irish. You were scared of the Irish at one point, man. Before Jeremiah Smith made that catch, you were scared.
I will say that I still, to this day, that game. You know it. I'm bringing it up again, Will, for the 80th time. But that game, Notre Dame lost on the final play of the game. Ohio State's at the 1, and they run it in with no time left. I mean, all Notre Dame had to do was get a first down. That's it. Like, literally just get a first down. And they didn't get a first down. And then Notre Dame.
Stop bringing up this game.
Sorry, Will. It will never go out of my mind because I was pulling for you, man. I was like, Notre Dame got it. They're going to beat Ohio State, and then you lost on the final play of the game. No time left. I'm like, you're at the 1, like, goal line stand. You lose. I don't know, man. Like, it sucked. It just sucked. Like I was pulling for you. And I called in. I told Mark. I was like, Notre Dame had it. And I'm telling you, Will, Ohio State fans in chat, they were like, we dominated Notre Dame. From start to finish, we dominated. We won. I'm like, dude, you won on the final play of the game. You didn't dominate nothing. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, my gosh, that game was
I'm sorry, Will. Like, I won't ever forget it. It hurts. That would have been for me if Penix, if they had a overturned it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they had to overturn the Penix 2-point conversion against Penn State, that I'd have been like, that would have always been in my mind. So thankfully that didn't happen. But hopefully eventually Notre Dame can get some revenge in a big game. Like, Notre Dame, they've been getting a lot better. Made the title game last year, couldn't win. But like Notre Dame, they're doing well. So we got Dan the Diesel Freak coming in with another $2 super chat. Appreciate the contributions, Dan. He says Notre Dame is lame as heck, and LSU is bleep. I
agree with a half of that.
I agree with LSU, but I mean,
beating Penn State and Georgia, like, not late.
And people will be like, "Oh, well, Georgia, that was not actual Georgia." You know, like they were like, it's still beating them, man. It still counts. You know, it's like Indiana beating Michigan. Like, oh, well, Michigan was an off year with no quarterback. I don't care. We still beat them. We still beat them. I don't care. So, Godfather says Freeze gets fired this year. I mean, I could see it.
I think Venables is toast, but I think Freeze is a 50-50.
So, you got Sam Pittman could get fired.
Pittman, I think he's done, too. I think
Freeze
Pittman and Venables are done.
Mark Stoops could get fired.
I think we could have 3.
Yeah. And then Venables. I mean, all 4 could get fired. All 4 have a chance. I mean, I know we're like about to wrap up the show, but like out of those 4, though, like who do you think's the most likely to get fired?
Stoops, because his team stinks.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing there. There's nothing there for me.
They got nothing, man. Like, what happened to the recruiting? Like, they got nothing. I think Pittman can still save his job.
Yeah.
I think he can. I mean, Freeze, I mean, that schedule's easier for them, but I mean, it's Auburn, man. And I mean, Venables, I'm not liking Venables' odds. Honestly. I'm not, man. That, like, Oklahoma, the issue with Oklahoma, their expectations are higher than Kentucky's and Arkansas's.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And like, so going 6-6 is not enough for Venables, whereas 6-6 is enough for Pittman. That's why like Venables is in trouble. And same with Freeze. Like, no matter how bad Auburn is, they want to go 9-3, 10-2, 11-1. Like, they're not going to accept this despite them just cycling through coach after coach.
I mean, their biggest rivals are Georgia and all of Alabama. I mean, that's just tough.
Yeah, and they show up in those games, and then against everyone else, they're like dead. The other interesting comment we got from Austin saying, Jeffrey, Kentucky 8-4 bookmark it. So now we've got another
one. Where is it? Wait, I gotta find this. Austin?
Yes.
No, wait. This one's like even crazier than Florida's.
Like Florida, like you had a shot, right? Because at least the team had talent.
Yes, exactly.
Like even from week one, we were like Lagway. If he comes in, maybe. And you got this close. There is no way in the world Kentucky goes 8-4.
No way.
But if it happens, I mean, gotta give credit where credit's due. It's not happening though. Kentucky stinks. Plus, why would you even want that? You're a Louisville fan, man. I'm like, no. Not happening. Absolutely not happening.
Oh, at the farm? Oh, man.
No way, man. No, not betting the farm, man. No way. Yeah, dude. There's just no shot that Kentucky goes 8-4. I mean, there's no way. I mean, there's a better shot Auburn goes 8-4 than Kentucky. Not happening. Like, it just isn't. There's a better shot Arkansas goes 8-4 than Kentucky. I mean, there's a reason Kentucky was at 4.5, and Mississippi State was at 3.5, and like everyone else was 5.5 or up. So, yeah, that's crazy. And then we got Dan the Diesel Freak with another $2 super chat. Appreciate the contributions, Dan. Definitely keeping us rolling here. It says Austin is dumb. Austin is not dumb. Like, Austin,
the statement was dumb, but Austin is not dumb.
Austin, he almost pulled that Florida one. I mean, legit. I thought he had no shot, and he almost pulled the Florida one. Austin is not dumb at all. He is a great friend for sure. Absolutely do not agree with that, Dan, but I do not agree with Austin at all on this one. At all. There's no way Kentucky's going 8-4. It's just not happening. That would be insane.
I think
that would be insane.
Oh, Jeffrey, see if you agree with me. I think Stanford has a better chance of going 8-4 than Kentucky does.
Well, here's the thing.
Because the ACC is
the schedule's bad. You never know.
Yeah.
Imagine if they did though. Stanford 8-4. Like, man, that would be crazy. I miss good Stanford. I'm not gonna lie. I do. I mean,
I have emotional damage. Just 2015 is emotional damage for me, that game. But
yeah, that's fair. I mean, as a Notre Dame
fan, couldn't get a stop. No, couldn't get a stop. No playoffs. No.
Yeah.
We will revisit this, Austin. We will.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like the term keep receipt. Some people love that term. I'm gonna keep the receipt. I don't usually say that. But I mean, you're tempting me, man. Like to say it. Like, I'm gonna remember this stuff. And like I said, if you're right, Austin, I will give you credit where credit's due. I'll be like, Austin, absolutely, you knocked it out of the park. I just don't agree. There's no way.
I think Stanford has a better chance of going 8-4 than Kentucky. I don't know.
It's not happening, Dan. Again, appreciate the super chat. Appreciate it, but it's not happening. Will's not saying Stanford's gonna go 8-4. He's just saying there's a better shot than Kentucky. I mean, you gotta think about it logistically here. Kentucky's schedule is hard. And Kentucky stinks. Stanford stinks, but their schedule's not hard. So I mean, automatically that's easier, you know. I mean, I don't think they'll have any shot in the world of going 8-4, but yeah, I'd have to agree with Will that Stanford does. I mean, there's just some teams that they're so bad and their schedule is so hard that they can't win 6 games. It's just not happening. Just not.
You're probably right, Dan.
Yeah, we will definitely be getting to the Big Ten.
Right.
That will be our next show if we're hopefully able to do another live stream for the season. I'm sure we will, but we'll be getting to the Big Ten. And maybe that show will pull up the transfer portal to really maybe get the stuff right. 'Cause like with these, we're just throwing them together. But the thing that's so funny, though, is even without looking at the rosters, I feel like we're pretty right. We'll see. I mean, there's going to be a few that we are wrong because that happens every year. Like, no one had Indiana making the playoffs. Like, there's going to be –
I think I had them 8-4 though. I didn't have them 8-4.
Yeah, I had Indiana last year.
Yeah,
I had them 7-5.
Well, I'll look back at it. Yeah,
dude, if you had Indiana going 8-4, like you were more right than
I think I said that was their ceiling at least. I think I said
ceiling.
That.
I mean, it had to be like I predicted 7-5, and I thought I was crazy. People were telling me I was crazy because Mark, I think had him going like 4-8, man, or 5-7. Like no one thought they'd be any good, and I don't blame Mark. I don't blame anybody. There was one guy. It was so funny though. Like he had like Indiana going like 3-9, and he had like one team in the Big Ten going like 10-2 that ended up going like 4-8, and people were just like, "Dude, you were so wrong." Like you never know.
Was it Wisconsin? Maybe I don't know.
It was one of those teams. Like he had some. It was either Wisconsin or something like that they were going to go have a really good year, and they didn't. Either they or Michigan State. I don't know. I don't think it was Michigan State. It was somebody. Rutgers. I think he had like Rutgers going like 9-3 or something like that, or 10-2 because of the schedule, and they ended up going like 6-6 or whatever. It was something like that, but people were just laughing at the guy. I mean, everyone makes bad predictions, so like I'm not exempt to it.
All right,
Dan the Diesel Freak with another $2.
You let him on.
Appreciate the super chat, but yeah, I mean, we're not gonna get destroyed if you came on the show. We would just hear your opinions, hear your thoughts, and disagree with all of them.
Do you have to go to bed, or do you want to do it?
I mean, I got to be up early tomorrow, but I mean, I can stay up for a few more minutes.
All right, Dan.
I mean, we can do it for a few minutes if Will can take it.
Yeah.
But then I gotta hit the sack.
Waiting for Dan to...
Oh man, so funny, man.
This was a good time, though. This was a good time.
Oh, it was great. I'm glad we're
here's Dan. Dan,
here's Dan.
Wow,
Jeff. Like, no.
Wow, Jeffrey and Will, I'm surprised you guys have a lot more set at cojones than I figured you did.
Yeah, we're good, man. We can take.
What are you calling us out for? What are you calling us out?
Well, first of all, Tennessee, like I said, is overrated. Florida is overrated.
You said no, Tennessee was overrated.
Well, I'm the one talking here, so shut up. Arch Manning, please. The only reason he's overhyped is because of his last name. Like, listen, I don't give a crap about his uncles. I don't give a crap about his uncles. I don't give a crap about his grandfather. He's still got to prove he's the best, but he currently isn't. So he needs to sit on down and study more before he gets his butt whipped by the best defenses in the country. That's Ohio State and Georgia. And second of all, Florida, sit on down, please. Nobody wants to see your ugly blue and orange uniforms ever. I mean, oh my God. And Will, as far as your Irish are concerned, tell them to go back to Catholic school because they don't know how to play football. Please. They don't know how to play football. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know why. But Notre Dame needs to do an overhaul on their staff because Marcus Freeman ain't doing anything on that roster.
You had the best staff in the country last year.
Well, I'm talking. Shut up.
This is what happens, Will, with Dan. This is just what happens, man. Like, you just got to roll the punches.
And I told you for the last year, Alabama's going downhill. It's going downhill. And Jeffrey don't believe me and Jackson Johnson, who's in the chat, I know. Jackson's down there in Alabama somewhere drinking iced tea. Well, Jackson, spoiler alert, Alabama is going to be awful as hell. And Austin, you're crazy as hell for saying that comment about Kentucky because Kentucky isn't going to the playoffs. LSU's not going to the SEC title game nor Texas A&M. It's going to be Georgia in the SEC title game, and I guarantee that 100%.
I mean, most likely.
Against who?
Oh, I don't know. What per se? What? Texas, but they're going to get their butts whipped again. And then Texas loses to Georgia twice, and then they lose to us.
Nebraska?
I mean, no, I'm talking about Ohio State. Ohio State's beating Texas.
I don't know why I thought.
Well, are you dumb or do you got too much dog crap up in your skull? Like, oh my god.
Yeah. I had tons of dog crap in my skull last night, Will. Don't take it personally.
You Notre Dame fans are so dumb. So dumb.
Well, I mean, Mark Rogers himself did say that one Notre Dame fan was the most idiot person.
Michael
today.
Campbell.
You remember that guy? You know, whoever it was, Mark was doing that. He was like
sometimes in the chat from time to time.
The dumbest fan base, or like person of the day or whatever. It's not Will though, Dan. Will knows his college football, and he is a fantastic Notre Dame fan. Like. Mm-hmm. He understands the limitations that his program has, and he understands what Notre Dame has to overcome to be a great program in this modern era. And Notre Dame's doing just fine. I mean, can they win a title? They've struggled to do that, but they've gotten really close.
I mean, this is the close. I mean, I think the roster this year is better. I'm just worried about Chris Ash calling the plays.
Yeah, I'm putting Dan to sleep. That's a good thing.
No, because I'm getting bored because you both are talking so much dog crap. That's what it is. And first of all, like I said, Will, why don't you go tell Marcus Freeman, since you're such a big Notre Dame fan, why don't you go over there, tell them boys to get their staff overhaul and get their roster fixed? Because apparently they can't beat Ohio State not once, not twice, not 3 times.
I mean, Ohio State has the most talent. Them in Texas.
No. Will, shut up. I'm talking right now. And Jeffrey, why don't you go tell the board he better pack his bags because the man was going to fire him sooner than later, and I guarantee you. How about you go down to Tuscaloosa and tell them that they better be packing their bags because it's going to be a long ride for them boys. Because as far as I'm concerned, I won't be laughing in y'all's faces when Georgia and Ohio State start beating the living absolute out of everybody. I'm going to be laughing in y'all's faces, especially when Bama loses to Georgia at Georgia. So, I'm going to be enjoying it. And I don't care I don't care if Austin wants to come up in here and speak on his defense. I don't care because I'm going to roast that boy too. I don't care. Oh, I don't even care if Jackson Johnson wants to come on here if he has a set of cojones, but I don't. No, he doesn't.
Jackson's right here.
It seems I've been summoned. I've been summoned, gentlemen.
And we'll get a full party on here for about 10, 15 minutes, and then I got to go. But
this is going to be fun.
We'll this for a little bit longer. I'm intrigued. I mean, Austin, you can come on if you want. 4 against 1. I think we can handle that.
My name. How you doing tonight, man?
Well, I'm surprised that you have a set of cojones that big, but I guess you do.
No, we're fine, man. We're just fine. Like we can talk college football with anybody.
Wow, I'm surprised. 2 Alabama fans, 1/2 an Indiana fan, and then a Notre Dame fan actually have a set of cojones. I'll give you gentlemen credit. Mm-hmm. So you get my biggest applaud. Well, most boring applaud. Mm-hmm. So how about you and Jeffrey do me a favor, Jackson? Go down to Tuscaloosa, tell Caleb the board to pack his bags because he's going to get fired soon in the next 3 years because he ain't going to do absolute dog crap to that program. I'm giving you an order, Jackson, and Jeffrey as well, to go get down to Tuscaloosa and tell them to pack them bags. And as far as Will goes, go to South Bend and tell them boys to be packing up their bags because it's going to be a long ride for Freeman and the boys. And they ain't going back to the playoffs. Oh, wait, what? That's right. They're going to lose to the playoffs.
All right, Dan, do you want to do a little wager on the playoffs? Do you want to do a little wager?
Oh, my gosh. Okay, Will. Oh.
Alrighty, Will, let me hear what you have to say. You got a big set of cojones, but I know you don't.
I think so. You do streams, right, Dan? Do you ever stream?
Every so often.
I'll give you a $500 super chat if Notre Dame misses the playoffs. And if Notre Dame makes the playoffs, you have to reveal your face on this stream with the same group of people on the day of the playoff selection show.
You know what I say to that, Will?
What?
You're on, boy.
All right, shake.
There you go.
No, I'm gonna
I
slap
hope
y'all.
you don't lose, Will. I hope you
Well,
don't
I'm
lose.
confident in the team.
Well, as of 11:27 p.m. Eastern Time on June 27th, 2025, if Notre Dame doesn't make the playoffs, WillND will give Dan the Diesel Freak a $500 super chat. And if Notre Dame makes the playoffs, Dan the Diesel Freak has to do a face reveal on the day of playoff selection Sunday, which I believe is on, let's see. So we got November 29th on Saturday, November 30th on Sunday. December 7th is Sunday, and that's selection Sunday. So there you go.
You got Burks in the chat saying, Will, that's crazy. I wouldn't do that. Oh, man.
Well, I'm surprised that Will has a good set of cojones on him because I figured Notre Dame fans don't have a big set of cojones on them. And I thought I was the only one that did. Besides me roasting Matthew Miller last night when I told him, well, when I was on vacation, I went to a certain restaurant, hung out with some chicks.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, we got more to the party.
Austin, you were summoned tonight. How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. I just have a few things I got to say to Mr. Dan. I'm going to indulge
this is going to be fun.
Jeffrey Will Jackson, let me introduce you to the doctor of thugonomics, because I'm about ready to put this man on a heater.
What is happening right now? Oh, my gosh.
So, Dan, you want to talk this big game about Ohio State, right? Well, let me ask you something. Dan. How are we supposed to take you serious when you can't even beat little brother? It's been 5 years.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Guess
no.
what, Dan? Let me tell you something. Over here in the Ville, we know how to beat little brother. Can you say the same thing over there in Ohio? I don't think so.
Oh,
So
no.
if I was you, I would scurry on along and know your role before we come up to Buckeye Field and put your ass in the grave, son.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my gosh. Austin, you do
Guess
realize
what?
you're talking about Louisville going to Columbus, right? You know
Yes.
that, right?
Yes,
All right.
I am. And I'm
Make
pretty
sure I
confident.
heard that right.
And guess what, Dan? You want to call me and Jeffrey the two dumbest people on YouTube. Well, that's great because that's just self-reflection, pal, of what you are. Nothing more.
Oh, man. Man, this thing went off the rails quick.
Hey, whoa. Hold on. First of all, Austin, which one of my little bros? Because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 little bros. So which one of y'all's talking? Because I can't keep count of y'all little brothers because y'all are just as annoying as the other, and then the other, and the other.
Hey, you want to know what brother I'm talking about? That big yellow one. It's called a Wolverine, Dan. Because apparently when Ohio State plays them Wolverines, they ain't no big Buckeyes anymore. They just a bunch of scared little kitty cats.
It's the butt
Wow.
man. It's just the butt
Wow.
It got cracked against Michigan. But
Hey, guess what,
Wow.
Dan? Your national championship is just as phony as Jeffrey's wedding ring.
what does that even mean? What?
You know Jeffrey isn't married, you idiot.
I know that. Know that, pal. That's why I said it's just as phony, because Jeffrey ain't married. Just like Ohio State can't beat
I
Little
don't
Brother.
think anybody's married here, like at
Yeah.
all. Okay, like I don't think that's the case, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong.
I'd like to say I was almost, but then, kind of things happen.
Man, I can't imagine why, man.
Well,
No,
like I
I'm
said
not, I'm
about-
not gonna say. I was gonna say something, but it was gonna be too mean. I'll stop.
Well, I was gonna say, I almost dated one of the girls from HOOOTERS.
Hooters.
Yep.
Will, pull up hummus. Pull up hummus, man.
Woo!
Oh my god.
Oh my god, man.
Blow up doll.
Oh man. What do you got to say about that, Dan?
Oh my god, the chat. It's just so funny, man.
Yeah.
Hey, ask Matthew Miller because I roasted his carcass not once but twice.
Hey Dan,
So
it looks like you got another bet going on with Burks here.
I would bet you $100 you never got you know what in your life. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you what. Spoiler alert, I never did. And you know why? Because when I tried to do that, they ran the other way.
Oh.
They ran the other way, going crazy.
And Dan, I don't think that's why they ran away, good buddy. I think because when they shook your hand, they got gonorrhea.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, this show is not.
Whoa.
This show is.
Here, Jeffrey. Let me actually defend myself. Austin, it wasn't because I gave them gonorrhea. It's just because I made them shiver in their knees, and then they were not able to handle the giant killer all night long, son.
Yeah, I think this show is not for kids anymore. Yeah.
No, because I'm enjoying this, Jeffrey, and you know what? The funny thing
out
is,
the window, man. Sorry if there's any kids in the audience watching. We're all right here, you know. But I mean, it is 11:30 at night, though. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
well,
it's
I'm gonna apologize to Austin because Austin probably never got ASS in his life ever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. How do I respond to that? Here we go. Well, guess what, Dan? I don't need to because they come to me. Every girl's knocking on the door just for me.
I mean, what
So
about?
I don't need to
This
go
is
chase
true.
them like you do. They come walking to me.
Well, I'll tell you how it went for me, Austin. They come walking to me first, and then they run away after one night with the man. And that's the bottom line.
The man, huh? Well, does this
And
man
I'll tell you
walk-
what, Austin. They were squirting out the top holes the first time. If you know what I mean.
Whoa, Dan! This is a PG show. Watch your filter because network's gonna kick you off the air if you're not careful.
Dude, I kind of feel like you've already busted that bubble yourself, Austin. You two are like on both ends of the maturity spectrum right now. I mean, not saying anything negative with you, Austin. Like, it's hilarious, but I'm just saying, like, both of you guys have kind of crossed the deep end here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's all good. I mean, I don't think anything we've said is crossed the YouTube line. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting this tonight when I got on with Will to do
It's
this
okay.
show. Like, what
It's
in the
okay.
world?
It's okay.
I appreciate the super chats, Dan. Like, I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate, you coming on with your colorful thoughts. Appreciate Austin for coming on as well. But it's like, oh boy. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this, Jeffrey. The night I had with them girls at that restaurant was sweet.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
at least I got a lot of cream pie after that one.
I don't even know what to say to that.
All right.
Whoa. Let's pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Stop where you all are. Because we going off the rails hip hop in a hurry, guys. I mean, Will and Jeffrey are just trying to make a PG-13 show, and we turned it rated R.
We keep it PG.
PG.
Yeah, we keep it PG.
I mean,
Because
everything's
you know what?
PG these days. I mean, like used to, you could have G movies that had like murder in it, like Bambi. But then when we got to the point where it's like, all right, every kid's movie's PG because you got to have like, parental guidance because, the minions fart or something. Okay. Like, all right, so we crossed, like, we're beyond like M, man. Like this thing getting like borderline X here, like, I don't know.
God.
Like, I mean, we are like always reposting our stuff on X, so I guess it will fit in over there. I don't know.
Anyways, fellas, the man has got some other business to handle tomorrow, including a weightlifting session. So I'm gonna leave it to you little dummies to figure it out whether which one of y'all's got the bigger set of cojones, or which one of y'all can tell each other's teams to quit crap talking about Ohio State because you already know the pain's gonna come either way.
All right.
Later.
See you, Dan.
Have a good one, Dan.
Yeah, this was
anytime you let this Dan guy speak, you risk your channel being on a watch list. I mean, I ain't saying that's wrong. Like,
all right. So Jeffrey, now that I'm here, I'm going to explain myself real quick. So Kentucky's going to go 8-4. Like, you could bookmark that. That's going to happen.
All right, man. Yeah.
So here's why.
Is that with a win to Louisville against Louisville or a loss?
I have them winning against Louisville right now.
All right. That sounds good.
Jeffrey's like, I don't know how to come back from none of this. I mean, I got Notre Dame going 10-2. So.
All right, that one hurt Austin.
Well, we'll say though, Tennessee, even though they may not be getting a 10-win season, they'll have one thing. They'll have one bright side. They'll be learning about how to get that Bobby Hill Riz from Coach Heupel.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Will, are you actually gonna give him $500 for real?
If he remembers it.
If he remembers it. Well, all I know is like Notre Dame is good. I don't know if I'd be trusting that much. Like,
well, and I talked with.
I thought you were gonna say like 50 or something.
Oh yeah. Well, and I talked with college football with Sam a few hours ago, and hey, I believe that Marcus Freeman can get Notre Dame a natty before this decade ends.
I hope so. That's the hope.
Yeah, Jackson waited till Dan left to say that because it would have been
I feel like if this recruiting class can stick, we're really going in the right direction.
Oh, he'll probably well, he won't like my Jack Sewing episode with college football with Sam because
he only likes Georgia, Ohio State, and talking about mature stuff.
Oh, he'll like that part which I mean I know it's spoiler, but he'll like the part where Sam's giving dabs to Ryan Day and Kirby Smart. So it's like he'll like that part. That I can guarantee.
Oh.
I did not think I'd be dissecting parts that we think Dan the Diesel Free's gonna like tonight, but there we go. It's like I'm still trying to get over the pie comment.
But Will, I know this pains you to hear this, but I'm gonna, because I love you, good buddy. But LSU's gonna win the SEC this year. It's gonna happen.
Garrett Nussmeier is gonna throw more picks.
He's a statue in the pocket.
Oh man, Garrison was saying that he believes LSU's gonna win the SEC.
No way, he said that.
Why are people on the LSU bandwagon, man?
I don't even know.
Why?
It's more of Garrett Nussmeier than anything, really.
No.
I know, right?
He threw 3 picks. He's mid.
He is
Gary
good.
We got
Nussmeier.
to say it, boys. We
Gary
got
Nussmeier. He threw 3 picks against Ole Miss or A&M or one of those teams.
He had a stinker against A&M.
He was 22 of 51.
He stuck against
So-
Florida too.
So I want to correct why the hype for LSU is so big. So doing my extensive research, they've got 2 All-American 5-star pass rushers on both the right and left edge, and they're both expected to go in the top 10 in the draft next year. And they've got a safety who's currently projected to be all SEC team. Their defense is supposed to be elite, combined with their
It's been
offense.
bad. I mean, it could be better, but it was bad last few years. I mean, so
think
who's
that's
the
why
other? It's Perkins, and who's the other pass rusher?
I forgot his name. Why did I forget his name all of a sudden? Crap. Oh, who is that? Jackson, you're the stats guy here.
What are we talking about?
Some LSU defensive guy who's.
I know Perkins was always been hyped up, and I feel like he hasn't lived up to the hype.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who the other.
LSU hasn't had a good running game in a while now. Just the
They're
Burrow
dis-
year, honestly.
Oh, they're a disaster. But yeah,
Leonard Fournette.
we did get to hear.
That was before Burrow.
We did get to hear the mid compilation for tonight, boys. So that's the win there.
Yeah, Jackson's
Right.
satisfied. Like we're satisfied if we get to hear the cart before the horse or the baby out with the bathwater, and then you're satisfied if I say mid.
And I'm satisfied as long as Notre Dame.
Or how you say no? Like we're gonna get compilation.
I mean, yeah, you could, man, you could.
Mid.
Like no.
Oh,
What the
man.
heck? Is that like Jackson just pulled a Charlie horse?
Yeah.
No, I'm doing the Hank Hill shutter.
Yeah, Hank Hill, man.
Oh,
Hank
he
Hill.
did. It sounded like he pulled his horse over.
Gotta put the cart before the horse, man.
Yeah.
Hey! It's better than drowning the babies in the bathwater. That's a
Yeah,
sin.
exactly.
I mean,
Well,
Jackson-
drowning the babies is worse than throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Yes.
Throwing them out of the bathwater is better than drowning.
Yeah.
Well, they're both a sin, I think, right?
Yeah, but you're supposed to be nice to babies. They can't take
Yeah.
care of themselves.
Yeah.
You gotta protect babies.
Well, like ask Will. He's the expert. I'm sure he's thrown the baby out with the bathwater plenty of times on Notre Dame.
Oh God.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, like that year they lost to Stanford and Marshall, right?
Mm-hmm.
I still that season, man. And then they beat Clemson.
Beat Clemson.
It was like they beat Clemson. It was like, man, like they weren't even a bad team that year. They just had those 2 really crappy games.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Will. It's okay, Will. We still love you anyway.
Well, we're better now. We're better now.
Game last year.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
better now, so I'm not that mad about
like Notre
that. I
Dame
mean,
doing
though,
better
the
than
Ohio
all.
State the Ohio State loss is the only thing that really still bothers me.
That's a good point. But I will say this though. I want to get y'all's take on this. So Jackson, I've been telling Jackson this from day one, but Texas A&M to me, they are the team that Mike Elko, I think, will have them playing for a SEC title game
Maybe
in
next
3 to
year.
5
I
years.
don't know. Yeah, maybe next year, but not this year.
I do think. I know Jackson doesn't want to give him any love yet because he still has Jimbo Fisher in his taste in his mouth, which is understandable. But they're gonna get it done. I have faith in Mike Elko.
Jimbo Fisher is all over my mind. Like when it comes to A&M, like that's all I can think of. You know, like I know that Elko is better, supposed to be better. Like they're cleaning up the program, but to me, I just still think there's growing pains. That's me.
So something a couple of stats that I've picked up is that Texas A&M's Natty Drought is basically a year older than Bud's Bunny, and Texas A&M's conference
40 something, right?
Yeah, and Texas A&M's conference title drought is a few months older than SpongeBob. That's something to let sink in.
That's bad.
That was back in the RC days, right?
Mm-hmm. It was
Especially
funny
with
though,
how
was
much
that
money they
before
spend to
A&M
lose.
and before A&M won the Big 12, and before like Ricky Williams broke the record for rushing yards that year, having a lot of stats on Black Friday against A&M. A couple weeks before that, the Powerpuff Girls premiered on Cartoon Network. So it's like, that's bad if we're
Only
having to talk
Jackson
about
does
that
that.
with A&M.
Oh, he
Yeah.
knows his cartoons, man.
Yeah, I mean Dan Campbell was a senior on that team the last time they won the Big 12.
I mean,
Wow.
let me ask you this, too, guys.
That.
Are you all buying the South Carolina hype as dark horses? I've heard a
I
lot of
think their
people pick them.
defense is going to hurt them.
I've heard some people pick them to win the SEC as a dark horse.
God.
They're a dark horse if their defense is as good as people say.
What do you think, Jackson?
Well, they're not going 11-1, that's for sure.
No way.
No.
Do we want to bring back Dan?
What has he got to say now?
He's in the chat again.
No, he's in the StreamYard.
Oh, no.
Should I put him on?
Oh, Lord. This is like Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, Mom, Phineas and Ferb are making a title segment.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's up to you, Will. I don't care.
Oh God! Oh my God!
You just let the beast back in.
The chat has decided. No, sorry, Dan.
Well, if it's up to the chat, everyone's gonna say no. Scotty says if Dan comes in, forget him. I ain't watching.
Bert, I'll give you a little fun fact. The Teen Titans Go is older than Auburn's last SEC title.
Burke says actually let him on. Oh gosh, Burks. I mean, Dan did give a lot of super chats, and we thank him for that.
Yeah.
It's up to you, Will. I mean, I gotta go in a few minutes, so if we go too long, I'll just drop off and let y'all continue, man.
Yeah.
Give him 3 minutes, Will. He's got 3 minutes.
All right. 3 minutes.
Hey, Stuart. I thought I told you I betted $100 that these idiots were still rambling on. Yeah, you owe me $100, dude.
Who?
Oh, it's my banker.
Your banker? Oh my God!
Dadgum hummus. Chill, bro. Chill.
Dude, the brutality. The brutality, man. Send Dan to Lifetime Movie Network. He makes everything sad.
Well, hummus, screw you. And screw you.
Have a good night, Scotty. He says, bye, Felicia. Good riddance, Dan. Oh, my gosh. Oh.
And here's a promise I'm going to make to Jeffrey, Will, Jackson, and Austin. As of 11:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, June 27th, I'm going to make y'all's lives a living hell on YouTube. And I will be on here like Beetlejuice, raising hell all night long.
It's showtime.
I'll say to this, Dan. Dan, this
every Ohio State fan hates. How do you feel about that, Dan? That every Ohio State fan does not like you, according to Burks. How do you?
Well, it's a true fact. It's a true fact. You know what? I don't care.
You are okay with that.
So listen, Dan, you say you're gonna make our life heck. I tell you what, Dan, bring your best. Bring your best. We want your best because guess what? Your best isn't good enough. Because me, Jackson, Will, and Jeffrey, we are on another effing level.
What does
bro.
this even mean? I'm really confused. What do we got? Like, we're on another level, but I mean, are we on like level 8 Mario Brothers and Dan's on level 1? I mean, like what are we doing here?
Guys, Dan is the new Buckeye Mike.
Yeah.
Yes, perfectly said.
And Austin, you remember how I referred to saying I put people in the ground for a living?
Sure.
Go ask Dublin Scioto how many running backs are in the cemetery about maybe 8 miles up the road.
Yep. Your 3 minutes of fame are up, kid. Get out of our
Leave it up.
stream. And don't,
I'm gonna leave it up
don't
to
come
you,
back because this is
mother.
our house.
Hey,
Appreciate the super chats, Dan. Appreciate the 2 rounds of ibuprofen. You remember that for SpongeBob?
yeah.
Jackson? Man, Keith.
Uh,
I mean, I cannot believe Will just said what he just said. I mean, the thing is, man, like, you get one Ohio State fan, you got them all, man. I mean, like, you know, like, we got great ones like Hummus and Troy B and Steven Cherry, but you just got, like, you know what I'm saying, man? Like, we got Dan. If Dan ever leaves our space, man, our Voice of College Football Network, there'll be another. There'll be another one come out of the woodwork, man. Another Buckeye fan that's completely crazy. I mean, how do you feel about Jackson? You think we'll always have a Buckeye like Dan? You know?
Oh yeah.
Other people we've encountered.
There's always a crazy fan like Dan. But we get a huge laugh out.
He makes the show
We're
fun,
gonna
man.
barbecue you boys. We're gonna barbecue you boys. Like, that's so funny.
I mean, like I've said before about Dan, I appreciate his contributions to the channel, and I appreciate, you know, the laughs and all that he brings. But my Lord, man, I mean, he cutting it close on that YouTube, man. That was a little mature, man. I don't know.
Especially with the pie comments.
Yeah, I mean, the craziest that I'll go on here. I mean, you got Warrant's Cherry Pie. You know, like that. That's about it. Like that song, but like, you know, we all know why people use that euphemism. But I mean, the food's good. Like, the food's really good, man. During Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, when, you know, your grandma cooks, you know, apple pie, pumpkin pie, whatever, man. Like, that's great. And then people just gotta ruin it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe to relocate Dan to Eastern Siberia. Well, he'll probably still get an internet connection, so.
Yeah.
I tell you what we'll do. We'll put him on Alcatraz. No one's ever escaped Alcatraz.
I don't think Dan deserves that yet. I mean, he you know, like, I don't know about that, man. You gotta do a little bit more, man, like Al Capone to get sent to Alcatraz.
All right.
I mean, Will used to live there in his younger day.
Oh, guys, do you want to end it for Jeffrey's?
Absolutely. Let's get Jeffrey over to bed.
Yes. Yes. We love Jeffrey and we respect him. And we're
respect Jeffrey's time and sleep.
Thanks. I appreciate
Jeffrey.
it.
You need your sleep.
So we're gonna end our stream. Bye.
Thanks for being here, everybody.
Bye.